Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name is Cookie and I make informative videos like this on YouTube for international students and people looking to come to the UK for work or study. If this is the type of content you enjoy, then please consider subscribing to my channel and join me as I navigate life here in the UK. So without wasting much time, let's get right into the video. In today's video, we are answering a very important question which I feel everybody has asked at this point, or if you're planning to come abroad, you've probably asked yourself, you've probably tried to look for answers if it's going to be possible to pay your tuition with like part-time jobs, working part-time. Honestly, the answer to this question as an average international student is no. Point blank period. However, there may be ways around it, but I'm just going to try my best to give you guys, I'm going to try my best to explain every single thing to you guys and show you ways it can work, and also, give you the warnings that you need to take note of before you even think of embarking on this journey, right? So let me get to it. A quick disclaimer I want to give is that this is not financial advice, and please don't take it as financial advice or legal advice. This is just me giving you my own personal opinion on this particular issue based off of what I have seen, my experiences, and my own personal research. Please do your own research, and if you can, ask somebody that may be qualified to give this information. But this is my own opinion, and if you want to know, more of my own opinion, then please stick around. First and foremost, it's going to be incredibly difficult to work a 20-hour per week job and sustain yourself, pay your rent, pay your bills, and still pay your tuition. It's going to be very difficult for you. And on a normal, this thing is very, very close to impossible. But honestly, it's not impossible. You're just going to have to make a lot, like an insane amount of compromises. Like, guys, when I was trying to see how this would be possible, I tried my best to be realistic, be as realistic as I can be, and I'm just going to explain everything to you guys here. And if you feel like you're up for it, then you should definitely do it. But after this video, if you feel like you're not up for it, I can understand, and it's an incredibly difficult thing to do. Now that I've already covered the prerequisites, let us look at how this can actually be achievable. So the first thing I want to say, and the most important thing, is that you have to have paid a reasonable portion of your tuition if you're a one-year master's student. Like, if your course is 13 months, 12 months, you must have paid a reasonable portion of your tuition. You cannot just come here when you have a one-year course, a one-year program, and have the majority of your school fees unpaid for. You're going to run into a lot of trouble. So the best thing to do is to pay as much as you can, your accommodation, your part of your tuition, as much as you can before you come here, unless you are doing a 2-year program. If you don't know what 2-year programs are, or if you don't understand what 2-year programs are, 2-year programs can either be like master's programs that run for 2 years. Maybe it has a placement year in it and an academic year in it. It just depends on your program. With a 2-year master's, you would have a higher chance of paying the debt if you play your cards right, live a strict lifestyle, like live on a budget, and try to get higher paying jobs, or do night shifts, or do jobs that are basically going to give you more money. And because it's a 2-year master's, your payment structure will be more spaced out, and you have more time to offset your debt than somebody in a 1-year program. If you want to see a video on how you can survive with part-time jobs here in the UK, and how you can budget and save your money here in the UK, I have a video that breaks down the budgets and shows you how you can typically survive with your part-time job, 20-hour week. I'm going to be uploading it pretty soon, so don't worry about that. The next tip I want to talk about is scholarships. So guys, first of all, I have a video on scholarships and how to actually get scholarships here in the UK. If you have not seen that video, you should probably go and see it, because I talked about how to actually get scholarships here in the UK. And also, inside this point, I'd like to say that you should get affordable schools. Don't go and look for schools that are above your pay grade, because if you go to a school that their tuition is like £40,000, there's nothing, there's no amount of work that you're working that you alone will be able to offset that debt. You need to go to a school that is relatively affordable. I'm talking like schools that are 15,000, 12,000, around that range and below, like from 15,000 downwards. That's something that I feel is achievable, and you must have paid some before you arrive. That's what I feel is achievable. For the scholarship aspect of it, getting a tuition slash or a price slash would drastically increase your options of being able to offset your debt. I feel don't even start your master's program if the school that you're going to does not offer you any form of slash, because it's competitive. I know that you want to get admission, you're very eager, you're desperate, you want to get an admission, but they also want students, they also need customers, clients, they also need you as much as you need them. Maybe not as much, it depends, but they also need you. So call the admissions office, check their website, check for your particular country, because sometimes some schools have tuition slashes for particular countries. Just make sure that you don't pay the whole tuition fee, right? Just make sure that they slash something for you. When that happens, then your chances of paying your tuition go from like this to this. If you need help with sort of your application or applying for scholarships or finding scholarships, then visit my website. I'm going to put my link here so that you can see the services I offer, and you can, book those services, contact me, and then we'll take it from there. At this juncture, I'll just like to remind you to please subscribe. I know you can see the red button on your screen below now. Just subscribe to this channel, then we can continue. Have you subscribed? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Let's continue. The next thing I want to say, I have already touched on this before, is to pay as much as you can before you come here. I'm just going to explain to you why you need to do that, because before you come to this country, you're going to see, like, you're going to have better support, you're going to have relatives, you're going to have friends and family. You might be able to do like odd jobs here and there in your home country, and save a bit of money and try to offset as much as you can. But once you come to this country, there's a limitation. You may not know people, you're trying to survive, you're trying to make ends meet. You're just, see it, this country is very weird. I'm not going to lie to you people. You can come here and like the kind of jobs that you see that are available, or the kind of things that you may have to do, are very, spirit breaking. I don't know any other word to explain it with, but that's when resilience comes in. You just need to be resilient and, be strong. So as much as possible, reduce the amount of money you need to pay, because then it can be the difference between resting and, overworking yourself, if you get what I am saying. I just wanted to reiterate this point and really drive my point home. Guys, please, as much as you can, pay as much as you can pay before you come to this country. This country is very brutal. Nobody is going to give you one kobo for free. Like, this country, you're going to get the jobs, you're going to be able to do the work, but like, that's all I can say. Even if you have relatives here that you feel can help you, those your relatives might be living paycheck to paycheck. It's not an insult, it's not a cause. That's just how this country is. Like, that's just the fact. And I feel like I've gone on a tangent now, but I just really want you guys to really understand what I'm talking about. So let's go to the next point. The next point I have is working during holidays. So when you come to this country, depending on when you start, so yes, when you start your master's can also depend on if you're going to be able to offset your tuition early or late or not at all. So if you start in January, your chances might be a bit slimmer than somebody that starts in September to offset their tuition debt, right? So if you start in September, you're going, first of all, as you're getting your visa, the UK visa office gives you the opportunity to come here. I think it's 3 months. I'm going to put the correct one on the screen. I'm not sure now. I think they give you the option to come maybe 3 months before or 2 months before your actual program starts. I'm going to confirm it for you guys on the screen. So with that time, if you can afford to, and if you also know somebody in this country like that you can crash with for some time, somebody that is willing to accept you for a bit, or you have any relative, you can come within that 2 month window and like work as much as you can, and save a bit of money before you start like struggling with like academics and everything. But if you don't have somebody, don't worry about it. Just come when school is about to start, and you have holidays as a September student. You're going to have the Christmas holidays, you're going to have the Easter holidays, and you can go ham those holiday periods. You can work 40 hours per week. In this my point of like working during holidays, something I want to say is that you cannot do this thing, like you cannot plan to pay your tuition, and be unserious during term time. Let me explain. During term time is simply the period when you're in school, when you're going to school, right? You cannot be unserious when you're going to school, when you know fully well that after school ends, you're going to have to be working, right? Because there you might have coursework. It's not even you are definitely going to have coursework that you need to, work on during the break periods and, submit when school resumes. And so what you want to do is to be on top of your academics, make a lot of friends that are serious with their studies, so that during term time you can try to start doing some of your courseworks as much as possible. Like as you're going to school, if you come back at night, try your best. Maybe if you have a 2,000 word essay to type, you start typing, even if it's 100 words a day during term time. Or you can go ahead of the lecturer and see what you people have to submit, and start planning your time around it. Because during the holidays, if you're going to be working, you're going to be exhausted, you're actually going to be really, really tired, and you're not an animal, you're a human being. You need your rest, you need your downtime, because at the end of the day your health is more important. So you're going to need to be very serious during school periods, because you need to finish school. Like as school is ending for you, you go on and continue working. Like that's something I want to say. You need to be really serious. The next thing I want to say is university payments plans. Depending on the school you're going to, there may be like various payment options and payment plans. Some schools have more flexible payment options than other schools, and you need to check what your school's payment plan is, because this can actually make or break you. Because you don't want them to say, oh, when you come, immediately you come, you need to pay so and so amount, and if you don't have it, what are you going to do? What will you do? Like I have a friend that had a problem with this, and they really, really struggled a lot, and it even caused them to not do well in a particular course, and the thing just kept on dragging. And so you don't want that. Believe me, like I know how annoying it can be, I know how painful it is, but the thing is, nobody here can even help you, because all of us, we're on the same boat. Everybody you are seeing here is on the same boat. It's just few people that are not on that boat. But genuinely, like, you cannot even say, oh, let you borrow money from who? Who do you want to borrow money from? Everybody you're seeing is also having their own issues to settle. So just make sure that the school you are in, talk to them, ask them as much questions as possible. Don't be shy, guys. A closed mouth will not get fed. Don't be shy. Ask them. Say, okay, what are the payment options? When do I have to pay for this? How do I pay? Do you get what I'm saying? Just ask questions. Ask as much as possible. The next thing I want to point out is teamwork. If you're coming here with a dependent, your spouse, your partner, then your chances are very, very good. I'm not even kidding, guys. Your chances are very good. This is because they can work full time. It's now a double income household. Basically, you people can share your rent. You're working, they are working. Paying of rent in a modest apartment will be very easy. It will be easier than when it's just you. And also, they can work full time. It means that you can offset your tuition debt like really quickly, as long as you guys are on the same team and that person is your real partner. Like that person actually cares for you. You're going to be able to offset your tuition debt really quickly. It's not as if it's going to be a walk in the park, but genuinely, two heads are better than one in this particular situation, right? On this note, I just want to give you guys my final thoughts on this, what I feel you need to know before you actually decide, okay, yes, I've listened to everything you said and I think it's something I can do. Something I really need you to understand is that you will be overworked. Like if you are alone, if you're doing this thing by yourself, you don't have any partner that's coming with you, you're going to be overworked. Listen, when you come to this country, there are a few choice jobs that are very, very readily available for like international students, immigrants. And these jobs are, factory work, working in like factories, healthcare jobs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these jobs, right? But the thing is, they can take a toll on you. They can be really stressful. And, students are notorious for taking like a lot of shifts, overtime shifts. And, it's addictive in my own opinion, because you say, oh, let me just take more shifts. Before you know it, you're taking excess amounts of shifts and your health is suffering, and you've even like forgotten that, oh, you said you'll be applying for actual jobs because you're doing these shifts. I'm not going to lie to you, there's a reason international students are the ones that are the choice candidates for all these agencies to invite to this type of jobs. It's because they are the ones willing to, like, you know, take anything. Like, I don't mean it in a derogatory way, I hope it doesn't come across that way, but they are the ones willing, like, they're the ones that will basically just do anything, because usually people want to pay their tuition, people need money, people need a job, and they're willing to just put up with whatever it is these people are doing. So it's, at some point you need to like talk to yourself and tell yourself, like, you need to set targets and be like, you know, if I do this job for a couple of months and I'm able to offset my debt, I will, you know, reduce the amount of shifts I'm taking till and start actively applying for jobs till I get an actual job, and I'm not going to stay here like too long. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, people make jokes, it's now a running joke like amongst like international student community, where they talk about, oh, you know, I've taken 99 hours of shifts, I've taken so and so, and like, it's a joke. I'm just going to show you guys a couple of the jokes just to...
Jay, if I continue like this, I will drop dead before this year runs out.
You don't work, you don't try it. You're supposed to do it. You like to be
So there's absolutely nothing wrong with these jobs. You're going to see a lot of your mates doing it, but just everything in moderation. That's just what I want to say, which is why I said before that, you know, try as much as possible to offset as much debt as possible, because sometimes some of these jobs have unbearable like working conditions, and I'm not even joking. Some of these jobs you're going to have to be standing up for a long period of time, and you can't even just vex and be like, oh, I quit. Like, you can't get upset and be like, I quit, because where are you quitting to? You're owing people money. Do you get what I'm saying? So just know it and know peace. Don't come here thinking that, oh, you know, it's going to be rosy, it's going to be you know, easy. It's not going to be easy. I just want to tell you now. Something else I wanted to say is that your grades will take a hit. It doesn't matter if you're extremely smart, or, you know, you got a first class in Nigeria or your home country. Your grades are going to suffer because you're a human being. You're stressed. Like, you're going to be tired most of the time. You're going to be stressed. So it will not be that you will not fail. Don't get me wrong. You will not fail. If your mind is there, like, if you're actively like doing your schoolwork, right, you're not going to fail. But let's say if you would have gotten a distinction, you now probably get a 2-1. Do you get what I'm saying? Or if you would have gotten a 2-1, you now probably get a 2-2, because, you know, your mind is divided. If you're okay with that, then it's fine. But just know that your academics are going to take a hit in one like shape or form. It might seem like, you know, it's not a big deal if your grades take a hit, but this UK is very competitive. There's a lot of competition in this country, genuinely. And, you know, sectors like tech, you know, all these type of popping sectors now, I don't even know what that was, but all these type of like popular sectors now, usually like, it's so cutthroat, like, it's so competitive now that the slightest difference in like CV, like 2 qualified people, and it's just that, oh, this person got a higher grade, they've hired that person over you. So it's just something to take note of. Don't shoot yourself in the foot where you're trying by all means to, like, you know, pay your tuition. Your academics will now be suffering, which is why I said, and I'm still saying, try as much as possible to pay all you can pay at home before you arrive. The next thing I need you to understand before you start doing this thing is that your quality of life is going to reduce. You're not going to be affording to go out like, oh, all the time, going out with your friends, chilling, relaxing. No, you're not. All your money is going to be going to your savings so that you can just pay off your tuition before you can now start thinking of enjoyment, right? You're going to have to stay in maybe shared apartments or relatively affordable accommodation. That's the way that you're going to be able to save some money that you're going to use and offset your tuition. You're not going to have a girlfriend. If you're a guy, listen to me now, you're not going to have a girlfriend. Those girls, they are expensive, believe me. I'm joking, but like, you get the point. Like, you're not going to have babe, you're not going to be chilling, cruising, you know, traveling. Nah, delete it. Delete it from your vocabulary. You're going to have to pay your debt. If you were used to like driving yourself, it's a long process to even get a car and do the whole driving test here. So you're going to have to like be taking the bus, be walking when you can walk, I mean walk, like walking to your destination, take a bus, and you're going to have to be cooking your own food. Honestly, this is a very big money saving tip. Like, you're not even planning to come and do this thing if you're not going to be cooking. If you don't know how to cook, then listen, just start learning it now, because if you need to like really reduce your like spending, you're going to have to learn how to cook. Like, it's a must. And also, you're going to have to be buying your groceries from like affordable grocery stores or cheaper grocery stores like Lidl, Aldi. This is a very good money saving hack. If you want me to like explain the whole groceries affordability thing, or saving hacks, then please put it in the comments below. Then I'm going to look to do a video on that for you guys. The final point I have in this whole video or advice is that you must be strategic. Like, how they say that nobody is successful by mistake, right? There's no successful person that just walked into success by mistake, right? You cannot just mistakenly pay off your tuition. It's not possible. It's actually not possible. You have to be strategic. You have to plan every single thing, or every single penny has to be accounted for. Every single action, like if you're doing something, you're going to be asking yourself, how is this helping me? Is it helping my short-term goal? Is it helping my long-term goal? You don't have time to waste. Like, see, you might see people that are wasting time gallivanting and doing all sorts of things in this country, but you personally, your situation. You cannot be joking around. Like, it's not something that you can afford to do, if you get what I'm saying. I know people that have paid their tuition, but I also know the amount of sweat and blood that it took. Do you get what I'm saying? Plus, if you now don't know anybody here, it's going to be very difficult, because some days you cry, but after you cry, you wipe your face and you continue moving. That's just how it is. Just don't come here thinking that it's going to be easy. There's a reason everybody has said no, that this thing is not possible. But in true cookie fashion, I just wanted to, tell you guys how it may be possible. But I also didn't want you guys to be like delusional, or I don't want you guys to think that, yes, okay, Cookie said it's possible. See, it's very hard. That's just the truth. Like, I'm telling you the truth. Like, it's very, 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 like, it's extremely difficult. Like, and it's not what you think. When you come here, you're going to see, like, it's not what you think. Like, it's not roses. It's definitely not roses. Hey, God, guys, sometimes it's not easy. That's all. Like, because sometimes, like, there are some type of jobs that you be doing in this country. You're just going to stand and start asking yourself questions like, did I really quit my job in Nigeria to come and be doing this thing? Did I really quit my job in my home country to come and be doing this type of work? Or like questions like that. And honestly, it's not even about the physical, stress of it. Sometimes it's about the mental aspect of it, because there are some things that break your spirit. There are just some things that are really stressful, and it will just have you worrying. So I'll just suggest that you need to have a plan. And I don't mean the plan of, oh, God will help me. Oh, God, yes, God will help you. God is going to help you. I know that. But, it needs to be more than that. It needs to be strategic. That's the word. It needs to be very strategic, and you need to, know what you're doing. Yeah. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it isn't too long. I feel like I started rambling at some point, but I hope I explained it to you guys as much as possible. This is the end of this video. Please don't forget to like this video if it was helpful to you, and subscribe, share my content with your friends, your family, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.